Congratulations for all of us. On occasion, I will present my makala entitled Distribution of Coronavirus. One by one, background. Every human being experiences pain. Disease suffered by each person is different. Pain is a condition in which the body is not in a normal condition caused by several factors from inside and outside the body. Based on its characteristic, diseases can be classified into two, namely communicable and non-communicable diseases. Infectious diseases get more attention than non-communicable diseases. Infectious diseases are diseases caused by bacteria, virus, or parasites that can be transmitted through contact media. Infectious diseases are often called infectious diseases because they are suffered through contact media such as air, syringes, blood transfusion placed to eat or drink, towels, and so on. Infection diseases and health problems in humans cannot be separated from environmental factors. One of the infectious diseases caused by virus and which can be transmitted to humans, one of which is the coronavirus. First, the coronavirus spread. The coronavirus spread because COVID-19 is a new disease. Many aspects of how the spread is being studied. This disease spreads close contact, often by small droplets when causing sneezing or bites. Drops are transmitted and cause new infection when inhaled people in close contact 1 to 2 meters, 3 meters to 6 feet. They are produced by breathing, but because they are relatively heavy, they usually fall to the ground or the surface. Speaking louder, realizing more droplets from normal talks, a study in Singapore found that a non-closet from could because droplets to 4-5 meters or 5 feet. An article published in March 220 argues that the advice on the distance of the droplets might be based on the open 1913 study can run up to 8 to meters. After droplets fall to the floor or the surface, they can still infect others. If they touch the surface contaminated and then their eyes, nose, or mouth with unwashed hands. On the surface, the number of activated virus decreases from time to time until no longer cause point infection by experimentally. The virus can survive on various surfaces for some time, a copper or cardboard for several hours, and plastic or steel for several days. The surface is easy to decontaminate with disinfect in particular. However, infectors or bleach may not be pressed or injected as a treatment or prevention measure because it is dangerous or potentially dead. Pills and saliva carry a large number of viruses. Some medical procedures can cause virus to be transmitted younger than usual for such mouth droplets, known as air transmission. This virus is most contagious for the first 3 days before the symptoms arise. Even to the spread is known to be up to 2 days. Asymptomatic transmission will remain in terms of transmission without symptoms. Although COVID-19 is not a sexually transmitted infection, kissed intimate relationships and the oral faces are elegantly transmitting the virus. Second, COVID-19 symptoms Of the initial symptoms of corona or COVID-19 virus infection can resemble flu symptoms, colds, fatigue, sore throat, and heat death. After that, symptoms can be lost and recovered, or even members patients with severe symptoms can experience high fever, coughing, independent, pelagium, bleeding, shortness of breath, and chest pain. These symptoms arise when the body reacts against the coronavirus. There are general three common symptoms that can indicate a person infected with coronavirus, namely, first, demam or body temperature above 13.8 degrees Celsius. Batuk. Symptoms of COVID symptoms fever is the most common symptom, even though it has other health problems experienced the day later. In a study, 44% of people had fever when they come to the hospital, while 19% had a fever at several points while being hospitalized. Other common symptoms include causing loss of appetite, fatigue, shortness of breath, pelagium production, and muscle pain on joints. Symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea have been observed. In various presentation, symptoms that are less common include nose or sore throat. Some cases in China were initially only accompanied by chest and palpitations. Decreasing sense of a smell or description in a sense of taste can occur. Losing odor in a symptom that arises in 13% of cases confirmed in South Korea. As is common with infection, there is delay between when someone is first infected and when he experiences symptoms. This is called when incubation. COVID-19 incubation period is usually 5 to 6 days but can range from 2 to 14 days even to 19.75% of people who experience symptoms will do so in 12 days of infection. A small part of the case does not develop symptoms at a certain time point. These symptom plus carrier tend not to be tested and its role in the transmission is not fully known. However, initial evidence shows that they can contribute to the spread of the disease. In March 2020, the Control Center and Prevention of Korea or KCDC reported that 20% of cases were confirmed remained without symptoms while living in hospital. Third, the reason why COVID-19 became a pandemic of the World Health Organization or WHO officially declared the coronavirus as a pandemic on Wednesday, 12 220. This was due to the occurrence of after the MERS-SARS outbreak struck. More and more people were on Thursday morning reason 116 cases with of total of 496 people dead and recovered as many as 1,871 people, according to World Meteor. WHO emphasizes that the use of the term pandemic does not mean there is a suggestion that has changed. All countries are still asked to detect, test, care, isolate, and oversee the movement of the community. Fourth, the beginning of the spread of the virus organism from local case. COVID-19 spread through the war allegedly came by transmitting the case of imported outside the area of origin or local transmission between residents. Seeing it the first event that accurate relating to COVID-19 seemed yet conclusive so far, the analysis of experts suspect that COVID-19 is stronger survive in the area of low and dry even this virus is also aware of the country with the condition of the full moisture. This virus is also more susceptible to cause death to elderly population. However, there are also residents of groups of age who succeeded in recovery and many died of COVID-19. Judging the initial vulnerable to the emergence of COVID-19 is no stranger to the world airs. China was listed as a country that first reported the COVID-19 case in the world. For the first time, China reported the existence of these new diseases on December 31, 219. At end of 219, the World Health Organization office WHO in China received notice of the existence of a kind of pneumonia whose cause were unknown. The acute respiratory infection that attacked paru-paru was detected in the city of Wuhan, Hubei province, China. According to the party, several management theaters operating in the Hunan fish market. Over time, the search caused the COVID-19 case had apparently previously referred to the 17th WHO report on the COVID-19 26 February 2020 situation. The first COVID-19 case confirmed in China was on 8 December. Only the information depends on the state initiative. The report was published in the medical journal page. The Lancet by China's doctor from Jinyintan Hospital in Wuhan sent samples from other patients with theater. Some of the earliest patients mentioning the date of the first infection known at 1 December 2019 provide fever, give medication, and young pain safe and in accordance with the condition of the patient. Continue patients with COVID-19 to do isolation, washing hands with water and soap or hand sanitizer that contains 19% alcohol, especially after activity. Continue COVID-19 patients to drink lots of water to maintain body fluids.